Well, today's product is brought to you thanks to the OCA, the Ohio Cichlid Association, because this product was everywhere and it's a real game changer. Well, welcome back to the Smallscape on Saturday. Today's product, really excited to bring you because it is really fun and it can be a super duper big game changer. It is a tree. It really kind of appropriate for this time of year. Yes, but it's not a Christmas tree, but you could use it in some really fun builds, and I will be bringing these to you in some super fun builds coming up probably in this month. Stay tuned for that. All right, so what is this? It is being called a shrimp tree. Is this new to you? It was new to me. I've seen variations of this. I mean, I've used variations of this because manzanita branches look like trees. They look like red twig dogwood branches to me. That's really hard to say. But if you, okay, so first of all, what is this little thing? It is manzanita branches stuck in a glob of gravel, probably put together with, I don't know, some sort of resin. It's like really hard as a rock here, but there's a lot of variations. We're gonna get into this, how you can create your own. Let me know if you want me to do a video actually showing you how to create different variations, because there are some things that I would probably change with this particular design, but this is really cool for a number of different reasons. First of all, how could you use this in your aquarium? Well, it's very small. You can make larger ones if you wanted, but you can use broken branches. Just so many different ways I can think of making things like this, and so many different ways. First of all, how would you add greenery? You could use it just like this, just like little branches sticking out. You're gonna bury this probably into the substrate. You could use these just as they are, but if you want to up it a little bit, yes, you probably will. First off, I would definitely put this into your tank as is until the slime, because if you are familiar with manzanita branches, it will create a white fungus material which you can easily get off with a toothbrush, but that will dissipate within a week or two depending on who you have in there. And once that's gone, then I would pull it back out. What could you do with it? You could attach mossballs if you still have some, but word on the street is, this is the secret tip, I have heard from a fish store that they've gotten the okay and they even had mossballs in stock. They're coming back. They're coming back, folks. Don't worry. So you could attach mossball bits, little pieces of them, rip them apart, or actual mossballs that would look adorable. You could have actual moss, super glue, or attach with fishing line, however you want to attach it. You could also attach anubias, glue on anubias to little branches. Really, the sky's the limit. You could, Sawasser you could even use Sawasser on there. Oh my gosh, there's just so many different ways. Now, if you want to create these, because if you're like me, you see a product and you say, I can make that, and I will be making it. What are you going to look for? First off, manzanita branches. If you see this fine specimen here, you will see that it's got both the red, which has the red bark still, the color on it, but it also has this gray. And if you've been shopping for manzanita lately, you've probably seen a lot more of this gray color coming into like the pet stores, that wherever you get your driftwood. It is so beautiful. I mean, look at that color. It's so cool. So keep your eyes open for gray manzanita. There's your tip. But when you are looking for your manzanita branches, do what I do. And if you're buying some, look around the bottom and you're gonna see little broken branches. Now you have a use, how you can use those little tiny branches. And frequently the pet stores will not even charge you for them, especially if you're buying some, but definitely offer to buy them first and maybe they'll charge you $1 or $2. But look for the broken branches at the bottom of the bin. Also, if you've ever gotten a large piece of driftwood, keep in mind you don't even have to use manzanita. You could use spiderwood. Like, look at this big ginormous piece that I got a long time ago. Maybe it's just a little bit too long for your tank and you're like, dang it, it's too long. Well, now there's a reason to cut off one of these branches. You can make yourself a tree. I mean, even spiderwood, if it's forming like a little tree, that would look adorable just as well. Really great. So you can cut up larger pieces, especially if there's a piece that maybe is not that expensive, but it doesn't look that great. Now you have a reason. Hack it up into little pieces and create some shrimp trees. Now, like I said, leave me a message if you want me to create a video of actually coming up with different ways to create these trees, because I can think of like some modifications that I would make to this particular design. But how do you do it? First of all, whatever you're attaching your manzanita branch to, make sure that it's somewhat heavy. So you could even super glue these to some rocks, like a large rock that's heavy, because this really has some weight to it. It's probably, I don't know, I have no idea, almost a pound. It's really heavy because there's a lot of gravel and a lot of whatever adhesive they used. But you could use super glue, that's fish safe. You could use some aquarium safe silicone. There's a marine epoxy resin that I did read at some point is aquarium safe, but do your research, see what you can use. But these, my guess is, because of these uniform little shapes, somebody used a muffin tin, right? Doesn't that say muffin tin? You could make a whole bunch of them. Wow, that would be totally cool. But yeah, you could use whatever you wanted to. If you use black sand, black gravel, like I like, you could do the same thing with those kind of substrates. Pick your substrates, because if it pops up out of your substrate floor, you don't want to see it, right? If this is your color gravel, use that color gravel when you're making your own shrimp trees. But these are so cute. I just had to bring them to you. Like I said, I saw them popping up, literally popping up at the OCA last month, and I said, I gotta show these off. And look for these coming up in some builds pretty soon. Very excited. But yeah, there you go. There's today's video. Thank you so much for spending some of your Saturday here. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time.